All right, I'm commentating this Quarantine Cup 27 with
Seanahan.
Shanahan. Um, it looks like we're already pretty far in. 15 minutes left in free play. Um, so this game is Negative versus Shamrock Keychain. Um, so look, so we'll just see how this game goes. Um,
Yep, it's got the best two-cost card in the game, Chapel.
yep.
So I anticipate both players getting that first shuffle, which they do. They're also able to do some delve tricks, so they're able to gain Chapel Silver.
Yeah.
For one of them and Chapel Relic for the other, which is nice.
Yes. And then I suspect that they're probably going to. I feel like this board will. They're gonna get some draw like pretty easily with with like Haddock and like Grapple is like a nice source of draw. Of course, the attack isn't really isn't really that helpful on Chappell's board since they're going to have lots of since all their bad cards since most of their cards are going to be good. But,
Yeah, I'm not necessarily liking these double delve cards.
yeah,
Maybe buying 5 costs and not 2 silvers. I might consider passing on a double delve opportunity.
yeah,
Just getting a single native village or something so you can add travels and Kupas and paddocks.
yeah, for sure. I feel like they might just be because like native villages like are kind of like they are kind of spaced in the deck. Like they're not like too concerned about actions here with Ox. Like of course Ox isn't a great village, but it means that they don't really. But it's nice because it means you don't need to worry about adding villages to your deck.
Yeah. Well, like here, I think I would have felt good with native village rabble instead of delve rabble.
Yeah,
Just
for
because I'm
sure.
going to be drawing deck every turn. Once you do that, then you can start adding in paddocks, getting some forces, guaranteeing drawing deck every turn. I think
Yeah,
with the makeups of these decks, it's going to be tough to finish getting thin.
yeah, and I think yeah, just don't really like those delts, especially because with the only source of buy being council room, you don't really want to you don't really want to be getting too many buys.
Yeah. And if I wasn't thinking too hard, you might consider something like a Dell console room yours or big money, but Chapel is just such a strong card
Yeah,
that kind of obviates that. I think I would even consider discarding the first gold here for negative and just crashing down. I guess they can play it if they want and get another village.
yeah,
But it's a nice, they're negative is certainly quite a bit thinner. They're
yeah,
getting a lot of extra draw from the opponent's council rooms.
yeah. And I think with those council rooms, just like grab some money. I'd say here, like it probably won't take much to like double or triple profits.
Yeah, and with packs you can kind of build for a while.
Yeah, so
Especially it looks like one of the village piles is possibly going to empty itself out.
yeah,
And the curse pile is certainly going to be emptied out.
yep,
4 turns or many turns of theirs curse golds, so
yeah.
2 turns for each. The paddocks are then non-terminal, and all of a sudden you're printing horses.
Yeah, because like the the curses don't really hurt very much with chapel around.
Yeah. And once you're able to draw deck, then you can start and playing paddocks for lots of horses, and you can start do more delves and add payload. When you're
Yeah,
comfortable, you've got 10 horses in your shuffle, you feel good adding a couple of silvers.
yeah.
See
I
if they do that here.
yeah, I feel like this game like it's I feel like it's a lot about like I have a feeling that whoever like just takes a province first is likely to lose here. Like not necessarily, just because this game, like you really want to just it's all. I feel like it's all about that like one turn when you take a bunch of provinces.
Yeah, and I didn't like Negative's council moves there. They're already drawing deck. A panic gives you draw and money. The council room doesn't add a lot
Yeah,
of money. Um, and they have a Rabble on their native village map, so they're
yeah,
definitely going to be able to draw deck here. But maybe they're thinking, once they're pure drawing deck really nicely, then they can start to add a whole bunch of delves in.
yeah. I do
Um,
think that with
and if you
council,
get to,
yeah, with council room, I feel like you, the reason to get council room, I feel like, is when you need the buys, so you want to build up some like a lot of money into your deck before you start taking a bunch of council rooms as it draws your opponent cards.
yeah, here I would be fine with, delve paddock, maybe even double delve paddock. That's so much draw.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true.
And once you get to a certain point, you can start to do things like, anything more than 10 buy delve, and if you're 10 buy rattle, and shuffle it into your point discards. Do things like that, or you can set aside stuff with your native village. You can discard it within, set it aside with your native village, and start to do some complicated things to track your deck and make sure you're starting every shuffle with villages and draw.
Yeah,
Which is the risk when you add all these extra silvers if that's what they're going to do.
yeah, that is definitely because I feel like if you just like build up a bunch of horses with the paddocks, it really would just won't it won't take long to just have a lot of draw in your deck. It if you have, but then you have to kind of like save it for like when you're ready to just like take a bunch of provinces.
Yeah. So another council movement, I would just click on two paddocks pretty quickly here, knowing
Yeah,
that the paddocks are non-terminal now. But they did the thing I mentioned with the shuffling of the inn and the council rooms. They're definitely going to be able to draw quite a bit next turn.
yeah. There's gonna be a lot of draw there, and they don't, and they even like drew an in there, so they don't need to ox a council room or a horse.
The thing
Except,
is, like, I would want more. They've got three council rooms. Like, you don't need. You're probably not going to use four buys, and that's extra cards for your opponent. So like, it seems like some mixture of council rooms and babbles
yeah,
would be better for not helping your opponent so much. Couple is sad because Negative just crashed their Puka.
oh
I
yeah,
guess it served its purpose. They're not going to play it, but it seems like it's perfectly valid way of the Ox to trash it silver and to draw a bunch of cards.
yeah,
But here they're starting to do the thing where they can continue to add a little bit of payload and supply provinces.
yeah,
We'll see if the single province actually actually makes the difference, or if
yeah,
they
yeah. I don't really like
think.
the single province there. I think they should have just like done some more building and then taken a bunch of provinces at once.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they're getting so many free cards with their opponent's console room that they barely need. They don't need as much. They don't need to build as much because they're getting free draw. Um, but you can see here, Shamrock Keychain's got a lot more payload.
Yeah,
So they're able to double here. But that's sort of their ceiling at this point. All they can do next turn is double as well.
yeah, good.
So Negative knows what they're up against.
Yeah, because I just feel like you don't really want to start taking provinces until you know you can consistently take more than your opponent. Because taking provinces is usually a trigger. Triggers your opponent to also take provinces, so you can only do it. So you only want to do it when you have the better deck, which I don't think they do.
And again, the paddocks are so good here, adding payload, giving draw.
Yeah,
That I would want more of them.
yeah,
But we'll see here. They can. You got to play the council into the buys, unfortunately. I think you could have played three paddocks. Council. Oh, they can play the paddocks and then play one horse there. Four
yeah,
horses at the top. delve there for an extra silver, right?
Yeah, I would have taken the silver for sure.
And yeah, if they play the horse trigger, then their couple's got four horses, so they feel really good about trying.
Yeah.
And then they can continue to add extra random silvers along the way.
Yeah. And I'm not sure, like, Shamrock Keychain's deck might even, I guess now I can't count, but like, oh no, never mind. At first, I thought that it was possible to triple, but I was wrong. I feel like you could have probably like safely taken one province there because you can just province like take a duchy, and I I wouldn't really be too concerned about that.
I don't know. I think negatives doubled, so you just got to play around it.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do here. They can't really, they've got to be afraid Shamrock Keychain is going to double. So I think they've got to just also, um, you know, potentially double Duchy, or they are fly limited. So maybe
Yeah.
they just say, I'm going to Duchy province and hope you can't double this turn.
Yeah.
But if they, Shamrock Keychain is drawing as 17 money. So I think you just have to hope that 2 turns from now they die. Once they've added a couple more duchies in.
Yeah.
And play the horse here, please.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to hope for on this board.
Because I realize now they do not buy a second council room, so they're really buy limited here.
Yeah, because if they weren't buy limited, I would like suggest they try to go for like double province duchy, but they don't have any buy. Yeah, I think they should have like gone for another council room before they took that province, because I think they could have avoided being in that weird awkward buy position.
Yeah. Now they're in the position of they just picked up the extra council room, and again they could have picked up free silvers, potentially free silvers, um, put them in triple province range or even double province duchy range.
Yeah.
We'll see here if Shamrock Keychain keeps playing the dance, or if they I think they have to double province estate here. I think that guarantees a win because negative only has 3 games, and province double duchy is not going to beat out that extra estate. So the thing I said was the downfall of Shamrock Keychain's deck ended up being its saving grace, the extra buys.
Yeah.
And we're just about out of time here. Shamrock Keychain,
Yeah.
looks like if
Yeah.
Shamrock Keychain wins here, they're going to be in
Yeah.
with Sammy, Haka, and Xerix.
Yeah, and have Mario and okay, so Mario and Xerox have not played yet, so that would be a tiebreaker if Shamrock Keychain wins here, which I think would be very likely.
Mario has been
out for fun. Okay, yes, I forgot about that. So there would be no tiebreaker.
We just saw the sort of corner case of the undo system where negative accidentally clicked on his smithy before he clicked on his village. Shamrock was nice enough to let that undo go through, which props to them. I think that's a fair undo to ask for. It was a legitimate kind of misclick. There's no sort of way to misinterpret that. They're going to end up winning the game anyway, so it doesn't matter here. They've just got to find one more money.
Yeah, I feel like now they're just, and I feel like they're just gonna try and like waste. It wouldn't be surprise me if they just waste time, as this is like a play to win.
Yeah. You also don't have to pick up a game here in the last minute.
Yeah. But look. So
Sam is not playing currently.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And
Haka's not playing.
Yep, and the bot messages that it's over should come out like soon. Um,
Zurich still has a game going.
okay, yeah. I'm gonna. Okay, Zurich still has a game, so let's watch that. Um, so it looks.
He's playing Alien 8.
Yeah, so it looks like they're pretty. They're. It's. We're joined in turn 11. So I think this board. I feel like so they have disciples going. The disciples are empty actually. Um, so I think so this board like I feel like they just need like a small points lead because I think a pile out could easily happen on this board with disciple around, um, especially since like all five disciples have been taken. Of course, I don't know for sure the split. I guess I could scroll through the log, but that's probably more time than it's worth.
A lot of really good cards there. So that was kind of a sad turn. You're playing taking a lot of good cards. I'm kind of surprised nobody's bought a councilman yet. I know it's terminal, but with disciple and pig, you can make those effects off of any action. Um, and draw seems to be the challenge here. Um,
I think that here, like Alan me, like I don't know for sure about the disciple split, but I think whoever has like doesn't have the disciple split should like try and like green because I just worry that like disciple is just like really powerful with this game state. Like if you just disciple like a peasant and like some masterminds like that can get you a pretty long way.
yeah. Um, and Alien Amy has the soldier stack going, which is nice. We're able to get a lot of coins here. You play all those soldiers, so that's what they're doing. We'll have to remind them for next week to turn on their sharing
Yeah,
settings.
that
Possibly turned off the championship. I'm not sure.
um yeah, they, I don't think they'll be. Yeah, they're not going to be playing in the. They don't have a chance at it. Um,
Spec asks if it is alienate. I think alienate is a valid word. Alienate me. Alienate me.
yeah,
I'm not sure. We'll ask them after the game.
yeah.
He's playing quite well here. I've not played against him before.
Yeah. So I think.
Actually, welcome to the Quarantine Cup by a game against Nick, which is always exciting.
Oh, yep. That is definitely exciting. Yep. They were the they were the one person Mick played.
It played so well that Nick could keep going. So we're seeing just a lot of pigs here. It feels unsatisfying to have this big deck engine building and everything is just way up the big.
Yep.
But this watchtower is about to do some really nice stuff. That's the cards are played. Possible that there's some kind of pile out on mastermind presence here.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem that far off.
I guess right now, I'd be very concerned about the piles here. Like it really like would not take very much to pile out here. So I think feel like they should both like get like a few points, and because I think whoever just can get ahead on it on one turn has pretty much a win.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is that Xerxes is going to win on this turn.
Yeah.
Disciple, peasants, workshop of peasants, soldier, watchtower. And if you draw another peasant, you should have enough money.
Yeah.
I say without counting it. This is workshop for peasants here. You draw with watchtower.
Yep.
You have to find another peasant so they can buy in the states, although they're second player, but obviously not going for the tie.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like I'm just checking. I'm gonna check to see what if. So it looks like if Xerox, it's just a question of will they play Sammy or Shamrock or Shamrock Keychain or random between Shamrock Keychain or Haka. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And do we know who would be the third and fourth seed if Zero wins here?
yeah. So Sammy uh has a guaranteed first seed, and then currently uh Shamrock Keychain and Haka are currently tied, and then are currently tied, and if CRX will either be below if he loses or ties, or above or between or above the tied players. So CRX will either be fourth seed or second seed.
Right. And Zerx did not find a pile out there, but
Yeah.
the whole province feels pretty nice.
Yeah, I think I'd be surprised if CRX doesn't pile out next turn.
It makes it a lot easier when you have that points lead. The only thing I'll say is they didn't actually get any masterminds down. They played every single one of the team.
Yeah.
So that's just something to
That
watch out for.
yeah, that will hurt him, I think, a lot.
And Disciple will probably discard down and draw up the watchtower, or you can use the big stuff. There's all sorts of little tactical plays you can do.
Yeah.
Which Lion is doing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've sort of gotten stuck on the fugitives.
Yeah.
They wanted more disciples as well.
Yeah.
This is actually funny. Normally in a traveler kingdom, you free pile on peasants. You have to remember not to exchange the peasants at the end of the turn, so the free pile doesn't disappear. But here, there's no soldiers, so the free pile will still appear here.
Yeah.
I have a quarantine cup game, one of the commentaries where I did that. I forgot to. I got the free file. I got the BP lead. I clicked end turn, auto exchange, and then.
Yep. That. Yeah, I've never actually seen that happen, but you're not the first. This is not the first time I've heard about it.
And sometimes when you're playing a game, it's like, oh, I've got the GP lead, I've got a free file. I don't want to do the thing where I click out all my buys, click out all extra copies or dies. I want to end the game as quickly as possible to be polite to my opponent. Just say, hey, good game. I'm going to finish as quickly as I can. You can move on to the next game. And it's like, oh, whoops, I'm now losing because I was trying to be polite.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story for the kids at home is never be polite. So maybe that's not the right moral. It's to think clearly about your actions.
Yeah, and it looks like this might actually be the first time when we have to do a coin flip for seating.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess. All right, so congrats, Cyrix. So it looks like it will be the finals will be Sammy and Cyrix, and then I'm going to do a public exclamation point random for seating between Shamrock Keychain and Haka. Oh wait, first I said check if anyone in the finals is still playing. Yeah, Haka's at a table and spectate. I guess I don't have Shamrock Keychain on my friend list, but I'm going to assume. Um, yeah, let's check if. Yeah, so none of them are playing. All right, so let's. Yep, so none of them are playing. Yeah, I already checked Haka. Yep. All right, so Haka will be seated above Shamrock Keychain. Guess there isn't really a good way for me to uh, like. I don't really. Hmm. All right, so I'm going to type up the semifinals matches and like. So this board looks like Xerix has it. So it looks like so the gear I kind of like the gear I think with no with well limited with well there's no trashing here, so I think the gear will be nice just to keep the cards out of the shuffle. Um,
Miser kicked in a little bit, and Vanish kicked in a little bit. But
yeah,
you have one terminal. Like
yeah,
normally Groom is a card I love to play with, but it's pretty tough to make things work here, I think.
yeah, especially like you can't really with limited finning. Yeah, which I feel like that is kind of the issue with gear on this board. Like dungeon might like be better with only one terminal,
Yeah,
especially.
you could play with both. There's a thing you can do. I'm not 100% sure quite how it works, but if you have a bunch of Grooms in your drawing deck and you have, say, 2 silvers, you can Groom as many estates as you can, draw them back up, and banish them all in one turn.
Yes, that does work.
But that feels overly elaborate. And at most, it's worth 8 victory points.
Yeah, and I feel like the other thing to note on this board is like this whole board, with the exception of dungeon, is all terminals. So that will so like it's kind of hard to like yeah, like they kind of like just grab like multiple terminals, and especially like with gear, you can just save the gear until your next turn.
Yeah. The double gear money deck is nice. And with Vanish, Zerg was able to banish 3 estates. Um,
Yeah,
and Akko was as well. So they're both in pretty nice shape here. They can sort of now pick their build path. They're going for golds. Try to pick up other things.
yeah,
Maka going for another banish to clean up 3 coppers. And certainly 3 coppers is absolutely worth a banish. I don't know if you're at Xerix, you would do it for 2. Although Xerix, I guess, is gonna draw deck here pretty much.
yeah,
Consider banishing even 4 coppers,
yeah.
starting in gold.
Yeah, I'd say here you like maybe like grab some golds. Maybe you take like one bridge. Uh,
It's tough years, and you can start in on provinces, and if you miss province, you can banish two provinces.
yeah,
Aka elects to build an extra turn.
yeah, and Xerix I think has like a nice deck here. I'd probably say yeah. So Xerix chooses to go for just like some single provinces instead of trying to double at some point, which isn't like I. That's not like the like that bad of a move like as you really only get one terminal, so you want to have the gear around.
Yeah, kind of sad. Dirks hits 7 2 turns in a row.
Yeah, and I feel like now it's likely that they're just both going to take turns singling, that and then there's two VP that Xerix got is might actually be like might actually give him the game.
Yeah, Sirius also has banished the two provinces, so the deck consistency is quite a bit better.
Yeah,
To be more comfortable taking duchies. Um,
yeah, and then this is gonna
okay.
mess Xerix up a little.
Okay. So they went for the third year for the colony points.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Quite sure how to feel about that.
Yeah,
Now they're in a position where they can't province here because they've taken a duchy there. I guess they're still down 4 points.
yeah,
So Aka has that extra gold. Proves to be really nice, and it's going to have won the game for them.
yep,
So taking that extra turn to build, hold it,
yeah.
hold it out.
So congrats, Aka. I'm pretty sure if I had, let's see if, yeah, so Sammy looks like he's playing. Um, Still loading for me.
We've got curses, we've got haunted woods, we've got black market. There's all sorts of attack stuff going on.
Yep, this,
Shamrock DJ picked up lackeys out of the black market, which is a pretty nice pickup out of the black market. It's just kind of 2 money for 2 villagers, but they've used those villagers, and now they just have all these haunted woods that they can't play.
yeah, and I feel like now, yeah, and I feel like none of them have gone for barracks yet. I'm guessing that's because neither of them have have ever had the money to get it because barracks seems kind of nice here. Yeah, so Sammy goes for it.
Yeah, that's tough there playing that haunted woods over the sea ag, but with this 3 you can just transport something.
Yeah,
Not quite sure what at this point. Maybe just a Shanghai. Shamrock teaching needs more draw.
yeah,
On the next
definitely.
turn, can buy your Shanghai and gain 1 off digs on that.
Yeah,
For flag bearer, I don't know if they know, but that does not actually give you the flag.
yeah, they probably do not know that. If I had to guess.
It's a very subtle rule distinction in the latest expansion, so
Yeah,
it is understandable. Semi has a junk
yep,
dealer from the black market, which is really, really nice.
yeah,
Maybe even game winning because they've trashed 4 curses.
yeah,
Um,
and I think Shamrock Keychain, or I guess I could be might have just noticed about the whole, that how it didn't give them a flag because they just said that a trasher would have helped.
and again, they've got 200 woods in place. They've got a chance of getting to their barracks, a chance of getting to a nice
Yeah,
I would definitely pick up the. I was about to say Workers Village in the mountains during Grave Robber.
Yeah,
and see
grave.
what Sam does.
Yeah, especially because grave. Well, I guess if they're because grave robber from black market is usually really nice because it means you don't have to worry about your opponent
Yeah.
stealing cards from you.
So the interaction that there was a haunted woods in play. So if Sam bought that grave robber, his turn is effectively over. Due to the
Yeah.
haunted woods ago. So Sam decided that actually playing on was better than that interaction, which I think is pretty
Yeah,
reasonable.
I think that's
That is a lesser known interaction,
yeah.
I think, or just it's not obvious.
Yep, and Shamrock Keychain resigned. So yeah, I think Sammy was ahead. Shamrock Keychain still had a chance, but yeah, it was a pretty small chance. I guess I'm also generally against resigning finals games. Yep, so Sammy is player one uh, against Hawk. Uh, yep, yep. Sammy seems to know how to set it. So time for the grand finals of this quarantine cup. Um, so these are both previous quarantine cup winners. Uh, Sammy has won twice, and Haka has also won twice. So it's just who is going to join Jam Brooks and start to catch up with Tracer in
Tracer's
number.
got a pretty big lead. It's going to be tough. The way I beat him last week was just by having absolutely perfect draws.
Yeah,
With the Silk Merchant into Quarry and he had the 3-4, and then I just had all the luck. So with enough luck, I think we can overtake Tracer in the next couple of weeks.
yep,
And we've got trashing here with Salvager and Jack, and exiling the Sanctuary, Heralds and Vassals kind of play nicely together.
yeah.
The Titan Drake is thinking Jack Money-ish thing. I feel like
That's
the Heralds and Vassals and Sanctuaries
yeah,
get a lot done.
yeah. That's it's not bad. Like Jack and Sheepdog is a nice interaction.
Absolutely. Um, and that gives you a bunch of extra draw beyond what the normal Jack does. Well, you gain the silver before you draw for the
Oh
Jack.
yeah, I guess that is
So
yeah,
it is nice, at least it's a way to gain cards in the middle of the turn back to dogs, but it's not.
yeah, yeah. You
It's
kind of
not going to let you do it the other way around.
yeah. The problem is like you need to like it works. It's nice like when you can like build up like a bunch of sheepdogs or like if you already have a bunch of cards in hand. Like it, there are like there are better sheepdog interactions, but like it's not bad if you can build up a lot of draw or have a bunch of sheepdogs.
Yeah. And I think opening Jack is not unreasonable, even if you're going to switch gears into the engine thing. It gets rid of your estates, gives you silvers, and you can pick up salvager later on to turn those silvers into +5 and free money.
Yeah,
And the sanctuary is giving you +5 as well. So I don't think you have to play with the Jack if you want to go for the engine, but it certainly
yeah,
gets you there a little bit, gets you a little bit more payload early at expense of having extra cards that you have to be able to draw through.
yeah,
Apo says opening sanctuary sellers is a nice way to win the game,
yeah,
which is true if you can start with a 2-5. That's very nice.
yeah,
Would not mind having a 2-5.
yeah. A 2-5 on this board seems like really nice. Like there have been so many people. Yeah, that.
Yeah, the only thing both those cards are slow. So Sanctuary is quite slow to track. So you have to draw the card, track it, set aside one. Settlers is kind of giving a kind of a peddler, except
Yeah,
much of the time it's not.
yeah. It is a nice way to get coppers into your hand so you can exile them with Sanctuary.
Yeah. And what we see Sam doing is he's using Jack, but he's not actually getting the silvers. He's getting changelings instead.
Yeah,
And turning those changelings into heralds, which is a lot faster than the thing I was suggesting.
yeah.
Salvagers.
I
That's
know.
pretty nice.
Yeah, I never even realized it, but it is definitely it definitely sounds like a good way to like build up a deck pretty quickly. Especially because if you can just get a bunch of heralds, like a bunch of heralds at the top of your deck is a lot of draw. Well, I guess you really want them to be like every other, but like it if you can like chain heralds, it's nice draw.
Yeah, importantly, then the Jack Sheepdog stuff you can interact, you can react mid turn, which is what Sam's going to be able to do here.
Yeah.
Huckers working their way towards thinning, using the sanctuary here, um, and picked up a vassal and picked up a pursue to try to.
Yeah, so
Sam
I
reacts to Sheepdog here.
yes, I think they're both like building like their decks in like very different ways. So it's just a question of like which one ends up working out better. Like I kind of like what Sammy is doing here a little more, but what Haka is doing I think would also work.
Yeah, and Sam passes up on a free cost in order to do the pursue thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I kind of just want to load up on vassals and sheepdogs here, but I can see why guaranteeing a clean next turn is also pretty solid.
Yeah.
And this is the spot where Sam gets a free reaction with the sheepdog, so the jack reaction there with Harold worked out pretty nicely. And the kind of sad part about the changelings is that they don't interact with Harold that much, but
Yeah.
we're happy to get them because you're turning a silver into a herald, which is a really nice thing to do.
Yeah, that will like help them a lot and then I guess once like they have a bunch of heralds, then they keeping the jack and like building up some silvers once you have the heralds is going to be nice to do.
Yeah, the challenge with Salvager is that it's a required trash, so you don't have a lot of control over it in the herald stack. Um, but it does give you the buy. But I think Sanctuary is plenty of buy for what you need to do in this kingdom.
Yeah, I'm
You're happy to get more sanctuaries.
yeah, I'm fine with Sanctuary as my main source of buys on this board.
And unfortunately, the very bottom card of the deck was the Jack. So
Yeah, that is a little
Sam's not going to
sad.
be able to draw that into the same turn. But
Yeah,
my guess here is just going to be
gold probably.
double herald
Yeah,
pursue or double.
yeah, I guess yeah, to take double herald. Yeah, just
So the pursue happens before the second herald. So maybe
yeah,
it's not. Do you know need to pursue that?
yeah. That's not great.
Double herald settlers or double herald.
Yeah, it could even just be like double herald nothing. But like I feel like
Yeah,
getting well, I feel like I think you probably do want the settlers just as in another terminal, or not another cantrip to trigger with your heralds.
yeah. And if you wanted to play with vassals, you could go Herald double vassal here, but it doesn't look like Sam really wants to play with
Yeah,
a bunch of vassals.
yeah,
And you're absolutely right that the Herald thing, you want to get this out of so that's basically a free, uh, almost like a free lost city. Um,
yeah,
if you get it with Herald, do a very rough approximation.
yeah,
Yeah, so the chat seems like Sam's position,
yeah. I think
but
Sam
I
just
think Tucker's doing all right as well.
yeah,
Their deck is not that much behind. The difference is the Jack. And see if we'll see if Tucker decides to pick up a Jack here
yeah,
for games. Maybe something more for +5. There's a couple of different routes. I could see this going like Sanctuary Jack here.
yeah. I'd say Sanctuary Jack. I feel like Sam like should just like adds a little money to his deck, and then I think Sam could just like just like start add money and then start provincing. Like I think Sam has a really good deck here.
Yeah, unfortunately, alternating coppers on top of the deck, which is
Yeah,
pretty sad.
that's like a
Occurrence,
very sad turn.
but managed to overcome it with a number of actions. We'll see what they go for here.
Yeah,
Um, if they want more money, then vassals are the thing to go for.
yeah.
I think
I kind
it
of like.
doesn't seem crazy to need another sanctuary, although they
Yeah,
can pick that up with the changeling.
yeah.
A jack and a sheepdog and vassal perhaps
Yeah.
to build up.
I'd probably go for like a vassal settlers and then like pick up a sanctuary and like maybe another sheepdog here.
Yeah, because with the number of the actions you have, this seems to be working
Okay, yeah. So
out.
Sam goes for poorhouse. That's an
I did not see
interesting
that coming.
choice. Yeah,
Poorhouse is a card that I observe on the kingdom, think about it, and then just block it from my mind entirely.
yeah. I feel like poorhouse. Like I don't play well with it. Like there is one board when I had time when I had an opponent and I was like on like a donate poorhouse board, and then I didn't notice that nice interaction my opponent did, and then they won with it, and now I'll never forget that. But there's no donate on this board.
Yeah, Sam just has a lot of treasures in.
Yeah,
So if he hits the poorhouse here, it's going to be worth one.
yeah,
Only did pick up two more sanctuaries, so they can start to set aside all the coppers.
yeah,
And you're getting toward the deck where every card is an action, except for whatever victory points you bought that turn. So the poorhouse is better, I think, with the two sanctuaries, um, and then
yeah,
you can sanctuary aside the victory points. So the potential, ramp up very quickly with
yeah,
poorhouses. Um, Probably needs some more um, sheepdogs at some point in that chain, but
yeah,
we'll see what they do here.
yeah. I would
Pocket
have.
is also getting thin and going for vassals. It looks like.
Yeah,
Still think the jack for the changeling interaction would be
yeah,
very helpful for them.
yeah. I think Haka like disable pocket like take a jack, maybe like grab the settlers like I'm curious to like maybe Sam's concerned about like settlers as like uncovering the villages, but I really don't think this is a board where you'd have to be concerned about that. Like Honka already has some good actions stacked up, and I don't and so a village like wouldn't help him very much.
Yeah, and you really don't want to be buying 5 costs here. You want to be changeling 5 costs. So
Yeah,
unfortunately, you only have the change. The sanctuary is only 5 costs. You have the changeling. So if you're going to changeling at 5 costs, as you want a sanctuary over a bustling village.
yeah,
Certainly, we're getting close to piles here with changelings at 4, and vassal at 5, sanctuary at 4. And if you gain all those changelings, then you can turn those changelings into other things. So that can
yeah,
happen. Four Huskers worth 2 coins, which is
yeah.
fine.
So I feel like yeah, so like yeah, 'cause, like with the changeling like in the sanctuary, like Sam like I think Sam needs to like get like some points going. Like the piles are just so low right now.
Yeah, and we'll see if they add a bunch more Four Houses here. They were able to draw deck and plus reactions. It's still 2 heralds left over, so they've got
Yeah,
quite a bit of actions. And during next turn, the 4 houses will be worth the full 4 because the sanctuaries will set aside this last 2 coppers. So we might see some combination of 4 houses here,
yeah,
and then maybe changeling for another sanctuary for the buy.
yeah. Just I'd say here like take like a warehouse like maybe even two. Could also like get like another vassal or something.
Yeah, and I think Sam is a little bit you like to make him up the deck a little bit more, but Taka's deck seems to be a little bit ahead. Objectively, so Sam's got to sort of catch up for that extra bit of payload that Haka has is able to turn into a pile or a victory point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like this is like the time when like Hawke's Jack, like I feel like he could really have used it. Like I think if Hawke has had a Jack, I would not have taken that sanctuary as Sam because that would have just like helped Hawke pile.
And if there was a way that Haka could have gotten all four coins out of that poorhouse.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure, but um, I might
Yeah.
strongly want to consider picking green here. The deck could probably support. You could go Province, Vassal, Poorhouse, something like that.
Yeah.
And then feel like 9 VP is enough that Sam's not going to be able to win
Yeah.
directly on the next turn.
Yeah, because I feel like Sam has like a very good deck. I just think his points lead is going to like Honka. Just the points lead is going to help him a lot. So I guess Honka could probably like maybe like grab another poorhouse and then pursue to get the prop. Well, no, you probably don't. Not sure. Yeah, I probably wouldn't bother pursuing here.
Really, the only people on the top is Harold, I think.
Yeah, all of his heroes are in play.
And taking the Vassal could be a little bit dangerous, but
Yeah,
I think it's going to be tough for Sam. It's a lot of games to win. Chat says Salt the Earth is about to come into play. I don't think there's enough money. And if you've got 8 and 2 buys, I think I want 1 province over 2 Salt the Earths. Unless Sam, doesn't green this turn, doesn't green next turn. I think it's unlikely Salt the Earth will come into play here.
yeah. So Salt of the Earth, like I feel like if Sam like just like takes like lowers the provinces a lot, like and for like if I think you really Salt of the Earth, like I really only like it like as just a way to lower the provinces. I don't really think you need it as you don't really need it that much like other than that. Although I will say Sam does have like the control over the changeling pile, which is going to help him. But I think yeah, because the control over the changeling pile, Sam has uh,
Yeah,
considerably.
it's really nice. It's just it's one card a turn. It's not like a way to loop it and play that changeling. You're not playing the changeling with a night phase. What we're seeing here, the poorhouse connections. Um, Sam's gonna have a lot of VP here. We got a lot of points here. Probably be able to green.
Yeah, because if Sam
pretty directly.
Yeah, because Sam is going. It looks like Sam will have. Because Sam will have 19 coins here, so he can just like double province and then maybe like yeah. So Sam can double province and then maybe like take something.
Unfortunately, the draw order there was unlucky, so he's going to get 17 coins. A little bit sad.
Oh yeah, because of the fill. I forgot about like the
doubling. Yeah. Double province.
Yeah, double province. Take a poorhouse maybe.
Oh, that's tough. That pile is low. But I think you could take 1 safely.
Yeah, that's.
And then, you can. I was looking for changeling targets, sanctuary, or keeping it. Keeping it is a little bit annoying because it blocks your heralds, but you've got so many actions. You probably could do it, but Sam is saying that Haka can't get to 6 games
Yeah.
and probably he is correct.
Yeah, I think that is accurate, especially because like
Um,
Haka doesn't have any changelings.
yeah, and Hawk of course doesn't know what's in Sam's hand here.
Yeah.
Although Sam's got a pretty decent chance of connecting with that vassal.
Yeah.
So Hawk here has unfortunately only 4 buys. So this could be, I think, double province. And then, I think uh, could be dog, could be jack, could be
Yeah.
probably not vassal.
Yeah. Don't I feel like yeah, don't go for I feel like Vassal is just helping Sam too much. Like I think Sam could win regardless of what Haka does here, but I but I think but like
Yeah,
there's still a
if
chance
you're
that
very concerned, you could potentially go province double duchy.
yeah. I don't really like that much. I'd just go for like double province and then like mm, could even do like a something like if I'd even be okay with like nothing could also uh,
So he's 1 buy short. Uh, 1 buy short. So if he had 1 more buy, he could get 5 salts.
yeah,
In
because
the game.
like if Sam's vassal like hits something with draw here, then with like if Sam like if it hits like some cantrip here, then
Yeah,
Sam is has a really good chance of winning.
yeah. I think province double duchy. The cleanest.
Yeah, that would work.
Cleanest
Yeah,
line.
salt. Yeah, salt is. I don't like salt here.
Um, yeah, it's just as hockey, you have to watch out for Sam salting. So if
Yeah.
Haka doubles here, then Sam only needs 20 to win.
Oh yeah.
Double province salt. This is the case where salt only wins in very, very
Yeah.
so Haka's deep in thought here, deep in the tank, with saying poker. Um, and for good reason. This is sort of game altering decision point.
Yeah.
If they decide double province and it works out, um, it feels really good. If they decide double province and Sam gets the 20 points with 3 buys, they just lose.
Yeah.
Um, I would also be concerned by province double duchy. I've got 21.
Yeah.
And then if Sam triples, for example, they've got 28. So then I need province duchy the next turn. So I think province double duchy feels pretty safe. If Sam gets
Yeah.
4 provinces, then the 2 games are well played.
Sausage double province. I feel like that's not that bad. Don't. I'm not sure how much I. I guess you could like salvage your like the extra herald or something. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's not
so
bad.
Sam showed 17 coins last turn. If you just counted the coins, he actually had 19. He added
Yeah.
a poorhouse, which in theory is maximal at 23. Um, so if Haka's tracking that, that's they know Sam's capability is maximum at 23 um, money, and that's enough for and a whole bunch of buys. So that's enough for a whole bunch of salts, some combination of salting provinces and duchies.
Yeah, so it looks like Haka is going for province double duchy here. Uh,
Yeah, the pause here is interesting. I wonder if they're considering something like a salvage or maybe they're just considering if they want the poorhouse with the last buy.
yeah, that could work. Like I feel like Haka has a lead here. I think just we'll just see like what. Yeah, so I think Sam got some good luck with that vassal,
Yeah.
and well, I guess
We'll say
that's the end.
Sam's
Yeah,
still got a chance.
and he's gonna like,
depending on what the top card is. At some point, you
mm,
send all of those heroines and sanctuaries and settlers down at the bottom of this deck. I think it is possible. There's a possible line depending on how many actions Sam finds where he has province triple salt that takes 20
yeah,
and then 22 to get the estate. So that line is at least possible. I'm not
yeah,
sure if there's going to be enough action density to play all the four houses.
yeah. But
And it
like,
looks like there will not be. Um,
yeah. So like, Sam has a chance here. Well, I guess now Sam can just, yeah, Sam,
22 province salt 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 8.
yeah. Um, yeah, it's gonna. It looks like he's going to have 22 coins. So I guess what you do is, I guess you, yeah, double province. I don't really. Yeah, I'd be a little
If
afraid
you
of double prop of
if
like
you
the,
play 3 salt here,
yeah, because you
your
could,
province piles down to 1. You've got 15. And the last province tied you at 21, and there should be 2 left over for estates.
yeah, that,
Sam has somehow found from the almost the worst imaginable draw the scariest possible turn.
yep. I think he, yep. I
Yeah,
think
that's
he
what
found the win. Yep.
very
So,
nicely found by Sam.
yep. So,
Great play by Haka as well.
yeah, that was. It all came down to the last turn. So, congrats, Sam, for uh, on your third quarantine cup victory. That was also very well played by Taka. It all came down to the last turn. Thank you, Shanahan, for commentating with me. Also,
Absolutely. Pleasure.
yep. Also, thank you to Truffles while she's not listening for like coming coming in before me while my internet was down, and thank you to everyone who played. Couldn't be possible without players. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, the Dominion played all around. It was a very fun quarantine cup. I look forward to playing again myself next week.
Yeah.